All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about something, guys, and just stay with me, all right? Because, you know, I try not to get into topics that are political. I'm going to break that rule today, and it is very exciting, okay? And yeah, just hear me out, all right? So, I know that for the most part, things still haven't quite shaken out yet, but for the most part, I think, you know, when we think about the United States as a whole and what the topics and the discussions that are going on right now, some very important things, that I think we can kind of agree that the two contenders for the President of the United States, it's going to be Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Unless something just totally crazy happens, and it's kind of to my point as to why I'm doing this video. So I sometimes I don't know how to sugarcoat things too well. So as much as I thought about this and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna just come out and say it. So with those two candidates, they have got big shoes to fill, and there's a lot of topics that are facing this country right now. So, other than those two candidates, I have found another candidate that I think we have some really, you know, they got some really cool topics or points that make sense. So let me just go over a few of them. Now, this candidate says he has a top 5, right? And these are just 5 things that he says, these are the things I want as president. So let me just start, because I wrote them down. Let me just start with number 5. Number 5. He's asking for no taxes on land or home once they are paid off. I mean, you know, because it's like you pay off your home. And I know to a lot of you younger kids, younger homeowners, you're just kind of starting to get the idea that in good luck trying to buy a house today, in today's market. Your interest rate is up the wazoo. Wazoo is a word. Look it up. So you finally get to the end of it. You pay it off, whether it's land or whether it's your home, but you never really fully own it. You know, you still got these taxes and state and local and whatever. And if you don't pay those taxes, then they can take that away. That is not right. So I really like his number 5. You know, you pay it off, it's yours, 100%, 100%. So I really like that. Now he did kind of have some other little side notes with that, but nothing major even worth talking about. You pay it off, you're done. It's yours. You don't have to pay taxes on it no more. All right, number 4. This one I really like, especially for me, but I really, really like it because it's going to affect millions and millions of Americans. What is it? Number 4. He wants to lower the retirement age to 55. 55, guys. 55. Not 65. Like some other politicians want to do. They want 65. One even wants 67. I think I saw on TV where Nikki Haley had made a comment about maybe raising it to 67. And there's others that are in agreement with her. Not 67. All right, guys, so let's just put it in perspective, right? I'm 55 years old. I'll be 56 here in June. Not a spring chicken anymore. So even here where I work, and also with family and friends, people I went to school with and grew up with, either we're starting to come down with debilitating illnesses or diseases, or you got cancers, diabetes, high blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. I can go on and on. And you make it to the 65, and then I see to where there's not a whole lot of life left, and then they're passing away, unfortunately. Not really getting to enjoy the retirement years, not being able to take that trip. So I'm all 100% for it. Lower the age to 55. Now, one of the little side notes he had was, so let's say your retirement at 55, you still got to go to 65, right? So between 55 and 65, you hit 55 years old, and maybe your retirement package is only at about, let's say 70% of your full retirement would be if you were to keep working to 65. Well, the government is going to make up that difference. So if you're at 70% at 55 years old, there's still a 30% gap. The government will cover that 30% until you reach the age of 65. Then it's just the same. It's never going to change, right? Enjoy the golden years. Enjoy the later years. You don't have to worry. You can still work. You still do all that, but there's little side notes with that, because I know some of y'all just don't want to stop working. You feel you're too young and all that. Okay, fine. That's your choice. But for those that want to retire and take that trip and all that, then this is for you. Again, it's just choices, right? I really like number 4, which is lower the retirement age to 55. It's kind of hard to dispute that or fight that. Number 3, this is another one. This kind of goes hand in foot with number 4, and this will appease to some of the or most of the Democrats, and which is what I like about this top 5 of his, is that it's going to make a lot of Republicans happy, and it's going to make a lot of conservatives happy. It's going to make a lot of Democrats happy. It's for everybody, right? But nobody gets everything, but everybody gets most. So number 3, universal health care for the citizens 55 and over. Universal health care, 55 and over. And for those with handicaps, no age limit. Okay? Could be special needs, adults or children. It could be, just they were born maybe with a defect, maybe got something as they grew older, maybe cancer, something, right? And free health care for all military veterans once they leave the service. 4-year minimum. For the rest of their life. Free health care. Kind of eliminates the need for, as I was talking to this person, it kind of eliminates the need for the VA department, the Veterans Affairs. Not 100% cut them out, but it's kind of the same thing, to where, what do you need the VA doctors for, which we all know, it's kind of issues there. Where your taxes are going to pay for whatever doctor you want to go to. It's in essence, it's Obamacare. And if there's one thing, I didn't agree with Obama on everything he did or said, but then we shouldn't, right? We should question everything. But when Obamacare came out, I know when Trump won, he was trying to do away with it, and I thought, man, that is the wrong approach. If it helps, Obamacare helps 20 million Americans, then that's 20 million Americans, right? I think Obamacare should have been picked up by the next president. Let's make it better. Let's not, like Trump was saying, we're going to get rid of it and all this. Man, look, just pick it up, make it better. All right, this is to help us, the people. This is not, don't be using it as as a political statement. You know, take it, make it better, make it help the people. Because there's, I mean, to a lot of you young guys, a lot of you young folks, it's really not going to hit you. It might, because your parents are going to get older, and you're going to see that once retirement hits, that health insurance, you know, from their company that they've enjoyed all of their life, that probably gave birth to you and got paid with it, once they retire, it's no longer offered. Because as you get older, you know, you have more medical complications, or maybe prescriptions you need, or whatever, and you know, your health insurance, their health insurance is, that's it, you're done. It's not being paid by that company no more, so you're done with it. They're not going to cover you. But universal health care, yeah, let's do it. Now, for everything that he says in all these things, and I know what some of y'all are going to say in the comments, where are we getting all this money for this universal health care, for this retirement, and, you know, all this stuff? You know, to be honest, guys, that's weak, because if we have the money, we got billions and billions of dollars to be giving other countries, and we got the money for us. We got the money for our people, our Americans. And to be honest with you, we got more than enough money to help not only Americans, but anybody else that needs help. You know, we got it. But we have to help our own people. We have to. I mean, we're getting almost to the point of taxation without representation. We're being taxed, and that money's just going to help others, other countries. And I'll kind of stop at one last thing with that, which is number 3. In that, name me one other country in the world that taxes the hell out of its citizens and sends that money to the United States. If you can answer that, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, ya sabes. All right, for universal health care, guys, it's needed. It's needed. All right, we need our politicians to fight these pharmaceutical companies and these medical companies, and into giving good prices and good rates, like they do other countries. So anyway, all right, number 2. This one's also going to kind of be a little sticker for some people. And there's 2 lists, right? There's one list for the people that say, yeah. And for those that want to be haters and say there's no way. Okay, there's that second list that says sign here, and you're not going to get anything. Remember that. All right, so here we go. Number 2. For the first 2 years of this person's presidency, because there are 4 years in a term, right? For the first 2 years, every head of household that filed taxes the year before, that's paid into the system, right? Every head of household from the previous year is going to get $50,000 tax-free. Not the little measly chingaderas of the little, you know, when COVID hit and they gave us what, like $1,000 or something like that, you know, man, that them days are over. $50,000 tax-free for every head of household that filed the year before. That's in the first 2 years. In the second 2 years of the term, which is the last of the 4 years, another $50,000 tax-free. And I thought, you know what? And that's also for the head of households that make under $250,000 per year. Right? That's, I mean, so the way it was explained was that you have the very less fortunate who, you know, they're pretty much taking resources, right? Our tax money. Because you got 3 levels. You got the very, very rich, which I'm not slamming. You know, they for however they got it, they earned it, they got it, it's theirs, right? They're rich, they're wealthy. Then you got the middle class, who we get taxed the hell out of. And then you've got the less fortunate, or the poor, who are taking up these resources, right? Let's just take let's take migrants for one. Okay, just the illegal migrants. They come over the border. They get free health care. They get like $1,000 a month. They get free phones, paid for. Housing, education. Man, they get like all these things from our taxes, from the middle class's taxes. Why? Because the very wealthy, they're going to use their tax attorneys or their tax people to use the tax laws in their favor. It's the middle class, guys. No matter how I spin it, the middle class is who pays the taxes here. Let me repeat that, just so you understand. The middle class pays the majority of the taxes. I don't see it any other way. Okay, take that 50 grand, guys. Now it can also be a curse in that some people are going to take that money and they're going to get in trouble with it. Can't help you there. You want to go out and blow it all in Vegas? Pendejos. This money is more for the middle class to get a foothold. If you want to take that money, man, and go buy that food truck, and go start your business. If you want to open that barbershop or that hair salon, you want to put your kid through college, man, so that they don't have the struggles that you do or that you did. You could pay for that, right? Etc. I can go on and on and on. And I thought, man, that's awesome, right? $50,000, a total of $100,000 in 4 years. Take that money, guys, pick yourselves up, pay off that house, pay off that vehicle, maybe that student loan. Do good things with it, right? I hear when some people say money's not everything. Well, neither's being broke. So take that money, help yourselves out. All right, $100,000, 4 years, tax free. Oh, that second list. For those that want to be haters and say, "Oh, there's no way they can do that. That's ridiculous." Well, we got this other list that you can sign your name. You don't get nothing. All right, you're either with the middle class or you're not. Either get on or get off. I like that. All right, number one. This is the most important thing that I saw on this man's list. The number one thing. Term limits for all of Congress, for all of the Senate. The president already has term limits. That's it. Term limits. Guys, there's some of these politicians that never want to leave. I have yet to meet a politician with a good idea. But you know who I have met with good ideas? I've met neighbors that have good ideas. I've met teachers that have good ideas. But, we're nobody. We don't have a voice. We don't have anywhere to vent and put these ideas out there. You got to have money for that. Okay. Term limits, guys. Man, that's our biggest, at least I feel, that is one of our biggest problems that we have with this country. Is that we have these politicians, and a lot of it's our fault, right? Because these politicians, they never want to leave. And also on the other side of that token there, that coin, we keep voting them in. Us, the people. We keep voting these people in. Why? These people go in with No money. You know, I was reading a report. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, as she's lovingly known for. So she couldn't even afford an apartment in Washington D.C. when she made it there. When she got elected. She's worth in the mid to high $20 million now. How? How does that happen? I know, but and y'all know too. You're not dumb. Stop voting these people in. Term limits, guys. Term limits. Come in, give your ideas, vote, do your 2 terms or whatever it's going to be. Get out. Get out. All right. Those are the 5 things, guys. Let me just recap real quick. Number 5, no taxes once you pay off your land and your home. Number 4, retirement age lowered to 55 years old. 55 years old. Number 3, free universal health care for citizens 55 and over. And that's everything, guys. That's everything. Medications, vision, dental, the whole 9 yards, right? You guys have paid into the system your entire adult lives. We need to help you out. I saw a story. I'm going to do a little quick little thing, a little 10-second thing. I saw a story about how wolves, a pack of wolves, travels. So they put the elderly wolves up at the front so that they set the pace and they don't get left behind. And I thought, man, that's brilliant. Brilliant. I'm not trying to compare animals with people, but just the example, right? Anyway, that's number 3. Free universal health care for citizens 55 and over, and for those with handicaps, whether physical or disease or whatever, and for all my military veterans for the rest of your life. Cool. Number 2, $50,000 in the first 2 years tax-free to every head of household that made less than $250,000 in the tax year before. And then in the final 2 years of the presidency's term, another $50,000 tax-free. Okay. Number 1, most important, term limits for Congress and for the Senate. Guys, come in, do your thing, get out. Don't be there for 40 years and just filling your pockets with money from all these donors and everything. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Okay. So, now that we've done all that, there was a couple other things, that this guy mentioned. And one of them was he'd like to see some services get fully funded. And there was just a few ideas out there, and it was all, to help people, right? So he'd like to fully fund companies like Tunnels for Towers, or Tunnels to Towers, I should say. These people help first responders, veterans, those that lost a loved one or lost their lives in helping other people. The other one is another company called Folds of Honor. It does the same thing. These are very, very good companies that help the people that need the help. Fully fund children's hospitals. Gotta have it, guys. You gotta help our people. Now, and then there's others. I'm not going to go through them all because I'm already kind of getting over time. I was going to try to keep this to 10 minutes. I'm already at 23. So, all right. Who's this person? You're looking at him. I'm a nobody. My name is Oscar Salazar. I'm 55 years old. Military veteran, Navy veteran. Got a wonderful wife, raised some kids. Everybody's doing well. We struggle like everybody else. And you just kind of get tired of it, right? You get tired of seeing, being taxed heavily. I mean, let's just stop and think about it. I'll just throw numbers out there, right? If I get my paycheck, and my paycheck every 2 weeks, let's just round it off to $5,000, right? $5,000. Okay. Out of that $5,000, I get taxed, and I'll end up with about, let's say, $3,000. after taxes. Maybe 3,500, somewhere around there. Let's say 3,500. So out of that 3,500, I got to take that and make my house payment, which is also going to be taxed. So out of the money I have left over that's already been taxed, I got to go pay more taxes on payments that I make, my truck payment, my house payment. If I go put gas in my truck, guess what? I get taxed. My phone, I pay my phone bill, tax. Everything is a friggin' tax. Just tired of it, man. Tired of it. You know, I don't have a problem, and I'm still hitting potholes in my town. So let's just put the money back to where it needs to go, and that's to help our own people. So, okay, so how can I make this happen? What makes me different than, let's say, a Trump or a Biden? Well, number one, I'm different because I don't want to do this job. I don't want to be there. It's almost like one of us has to do it. We have to be there. We have to do it ourselves to get something done. I like Trump. I like Biden. Those guys are millionaires, man. They don't know what it's like to live like me and you. Okay. How can I do this? Well, I'm not going to... Some people say, are you Republican or are you Democrat? Neither. I'm an American. American. Not a Mexican American. I'm an American of Mexican descent. But I'm an American first. I serve this country. I'm an American, not a Democrat, not a Republican. I remember Desert Storm, right before it, the weeks leading up to it. And I remember Schwarzkopf got on the big TV. We were all told to go and sit and watch it. Told us what was going to happen. Prepare. Saddam had been launching Scud missiles at our bases and at our troops. I'm 18 years old, man. All my buddies are 18 years old. We're all scared. I'm scared. You know, just thinking, geez, this is going to happen. But I never remember turning to my left or my right and asking my brothers and sisters, hey man, are you Republican or are you Democrat? I had their back and they had mine. Now luckily it was for us anyway in that little theater. It was a lot different. You know, everybody went in and it was pretty much over in 3 days. We didn't have to endure what my brothers and sisters after me had to, going kicking indoors and whatnot. Anyway, I'm an American. I'm going to run as an American. Call me what you want, call it whatever you want. I'm a conservative. But I don't want to infringe on other people's liberties. There's some I don't agree with. I don't agree with abortion. Nope. But I can only control what happens, or not control, but I have a voice in what happens in my house, from my front door to my back door. I'm sure not going to take my beliefs and try to push them on my neighbor across the street from me. Guys, you all have your own beliefs, and one thing I do believe in is that Jesus Christ died for my sins. And I do believe 100% wholeheartedly that Jesus Christ walked the same earth that I walk on, that we walk on. And he died for our sins. I also believe that at some point, when we die, we're going to go up to the gates of heaven and we're going to be judged. You're not going to be able to take a lawyer with you. You're not going to be able to take a piece of paper saying something had permission because of some law that we passed. We're all going to have to answer for our sins. Whatever you believe those sins are. I will protect my kids from the day they were born to the day I die. And I do not agree with abortion. But I also don't agree with forcing that view on anybody else. Now, most of y'all will agree with me, most of y'all won't on that topic, but it also crosses over into other topics, such as guns, Second Amendment. Nope, I am a big supporter of the Second Amendment. I am a competition shooter. So, do I believe that there's, that we have a gun issue? Yes. Uvalde, Texas, Robb Elementary, not too far from us, not too far from where I live now. It hit home. It hit home because my wife is in the educational field, works in a school. And if it can happen at Robb Elementary, it can happen here, where she works. One of the other things I strongly believe in, and this boils down to money, and I'm going to end it with that because we're already getting a little too much. As your government, as your president, I would like to give every state $1 billion, billion with a B, to fund resource officers for every school. Every school. I believe that every school district should have its own police force. But like most of you know, we can have police officers to guard our banks, our money. It's not our money because I don't have that much money, but it's guarding the rich people's money. We can have police officers to protect NFL games or NBA games, but we're still having difficulty finding money to get a proper police force to protect our kids and all that. So now some people are going to say, well, we just ban guns. Man, come on. Don't get all stupid with me. Don't bring those chingaderas over here, man. We're not going to do it. Not with me, not on my watch. Now, I will tell you that most of these school shooters and everything, wherever it happened, guys, whatever local town it happened in, take a look. It's one of yours. It's one of yours. Y'all knew what he was. You did nothing. So let's start, before we start banning people and their guns and stuff like that, let's start looking at ourselves as a family unit. If you know that you have a problem child or somebody like that, then let's focus on that as a family, not the government. My grandmother, I love her very much. She always used to tell me, you represent us when you walk out that door. And by that she meant we deal with issues from inside the house, from inside the family, outward into the community, not the other way around. We don't deal with things from the government and their laws into the home. Everybody has their own ways of looking at things. Everybody has their beliefs and their ideals, their values. Do your thing. Do your thing. But don't look to the government, guys. Don't look to the government to be that saving grace. All right? Talk to your neighbors. I'd rather talk to my neighbors before I talk to the President of the United States. He doesn't know what it's like to live on my block or in my town. My neighbors do. So, there you go. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm kind of half serious. I'm actually putting out this video, and I know I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for it, probably. But oh well. Maybe at least it'll stir up conversation. So I know people have asked me, well, if you want to do it, because I've confided in a few very, very close people about this idea. Well, if you do it, how are you gonna get on the ballot? I'm not. You're gonna have to write me in, write my name, and for my name to count, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty close, I would need to go and get 5,000 signatures, if I'm not mistaken. and then submit that by a certain date here this year, before the election in November, and it would count. Now, I would say take these 5 things, or these things I've talked about. If you're for Biden, if you're a Democrat, let's see if he's offering something similar. What's he going to do for you? And for those that like Trump, same thing. I like Trump. I voted for him twice. But I also voted for Obama twice. Yep, I said it. I said it. I did it. I don't care. It's my right. So, what can Trump do? Is Trump going to do anything for us? Yeah, he did a pretty good job last time. But that was last time. So, what are they going to do something similar that's really going to help you? And help your middle class family. Not the rich. The middle class. Let's get the middle class, let's make them a priority before we go making somebody else priorities. All right, guys, I'm done. Hey, leave some comments, man, if you get anything better, any good ideas. I'd be happy to entertain this. This is really more just academic. I'm just trying to kind of stir the pot here a little bit and get y'all thinking, because the elections are important, right? Elections have consequences. So let's see what happens with this, and we'll go from there. Again, leave it in the comments. Be nice, guys, all right? I don't want to have to delete comments or block comments, man. If you just go like what they always used to teach us when we were kids. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. There is such a thing where you can just kind of keep scrolling. You don't have to comment anything. You just keep scrolling, right? Just leave it alone. So there you go. All right, guys, I'm out. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say. Have a good evening. Have a good week. Good night. Buenas noches, guys. And we'll see you on the flip side.